Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of Car Extra Racing 2 with BrogAutohaus. Thanks to everybody that checked out the new Forza Horizon 5 video that I posted. I will be doing more vehicle tunes and builds on Forza Horizon 5 as well, so be sure to stay tuned with those, but I will also be posting Car Extra Racing videos as you can see here. Today's episode is all focused on the Spacenight, aka the Lexus LFA. This is a Tier 5 car. It's quite expensive, and I just finally got it upgraded to Pro Drift 3 maybe a week or two ago, so I've been playing around with the tune settings quite a bit and finally found a pretty happy medium with the semi-slick tires on this car. So I'm really excited to show you guys kind of how I have this thing set up. We have a little top 32 battle, my qualifying runs, as well as some competition, and then we'll jump into the tuning. So if you're here strictly for the tuning, you can jump to the last 5 minutes of the video. That'll be all the tuning details there, and don't forget to drop a like on the video. It's much appreciated. Subscribe to the channel for future content. Like I said, I'll be mostly doing CarX and Forza, so I'm really looking to making some more Forza videos. I've been having a lot of fun playing that game. It's really smooth, really nice, and I've figured out some quality settings for my video and audio for better videos in the future on that. Considering my first one was a little bit blurry, the frames just weren't there. So I know this Spacenight's been requested quite a bit, and it is a really fun car. It's got a great motor stock. I was running out of tire at the end of this run, so it didn't finish out the best, but we're going to jump into my best qualifying run for a top 32 battle here on San Palazzo. For some reason, the way the gearing was set up, it had me starting out in first gear really slow, so I had to shift a bunch, gain a bunch of speed, and then make my transitions here. As you can see on the outside zone here, I came up a little shallow. I wish I would have filled that zone more, and then I went too deep on the inside corner. You know, as critical as I am on some of your guys' clips that you send in, I feel like I have to be equally critical on myself. And some of these videos, it's really tough to make just a totally perfect line. So that was my best qualifying run, which didn't put me up super high in qualifying. It was only 13,000, whereas here my first opponent has 15,500 points. So he starts automatically with like a 2,400 point advantage on me as far as, you know, how much I need to gain and chase. On the first run here, I was running a semi-slick, and I noticed he's on a sport tire, so I knew I was going to be a little bit faster than him. But off the start, he does start really quickly. He gets fully to the outside zone. A nice transition to the inside corner here, and as you can see, I'm kind of letting off throttle and handbraking to try to maintain, which made me straighten out there with the semi-slicks. So I know I'm going to be switching to a sport tire for run number 2 to hopefully kind of maintain the same drift angle and speed that he is in that little Miata, which, by the way, whoever's driving this thing, he tuned it really well. It's a very consistent, smooth ride, and it was a lot of fun to chase him. So here you can see I'm going to switch over to the sport tire since the semi-slick was a little too much. But I knew that at the very beginning of the race I was going to fall back quite a bit because, like I said, I don't know how they do this with the gearing and the start position, but they're starting me so far back that my car was like decelerating. So shifted up to get up to him as fast as I could, kind of, cut the corner a tiny bit so that I could get on transition and get up to his door. As you can see, I was gaining just a little bit of ground, which was great. I was able to maintain good, proximity and angle through this inside corner here. Got up even closer and then transitioned and tried to get on his inside as well. This happened to be my highest scoring chase run. I wasn't overly satisfied with it, but I thought it was a really good run overall from the both of us. And after this, I realized that I had lost the top 16 battle against him, and I wanted to go back and see his chase run against me to compare and see kind of what I thought as far as how this would be judged. And as you can see, he starts faster, so he's on my door right from the get-go, which I'm sure helped gain him quite a few more points. But my car was just a little bit faster than his, so he was struggling to keep up in certain spots. And, like I said, this line through the inside corner was pretty poor on my part in the lead position. So that's something that he had to deal with. Then he dove on the inside of me here and finished out the run. So he ended up getting the victory on that. So we'll jump into the tuning here. Alrighty, guys, so we're going to jump into the tuning here on the Spacenight, aka the Lexus LFA. This thing, bone stock with Pro Drift 3, has 810 horsepower and 768 newton meters of torque. I went with a very Japanese JDM type style with this thing. Thought it was kind of unique having the, cutout out of the hood and the wheels and everything, just I thought it gave it a really fun look compared to just your normal LFA. So I do have the R&T body kit on this thing. There's also a CBW, which is a little bit more of a ground effects low kit, and then the Missile, which is outrageous looking in my opinion. I mean, it looks cool. I like the front end and the hood and everything, but overall I just ended up going with the R&T, and I thought it looked really nice. So that's it for the styling on the car. We'll jump into the tuning here. We have it upgraded to ProDrift 3, no engine swaps or anything. And we'll jump into the settings here. As always, you can find my tune under BrogAutohaus in the tuning workshop. That's going to be the best place to find my tunes. And if you are looking for a certain tune for a car, it's not up in the workshop, and I've posted a video about it before, leave a comment, let me know, and I can post that tune for you so you can grab it off the whatever the marketplace is for buying those. So as you can see in the front suspension here, we're running 12.6 centimeters at 58 stiffness with a 27 sway bar. Negative 0.01 wheel toe. That could be 0. I don't think it would make a big difference. We're running negative 5 camber. We're locked out on the caster at 12 degrees, and then 75% Ackerman angle in the front. Wheel divergence angle is all the way out, and then I did increase on this one the rebound, slow and fast rebound on the front suspension. That was just for transitioning. There was some, it seemed like a little bit of a laggy transition at first, so I increased that bump rebound, and it did seem to help quite a bit. So in the rear, we're running negative 1 degrees of camber, 0.14 of wheel toe in the rear, that's positive toe, no sway bar, and then you can see 48 on the stiffness and 12.9 on the spring size. I tend to not like to run a lot of spring stiffness in the rear to kind of let it squat into the corner and get as much grip as possible. So that's kind of why the rear suspension is set up a little bit looser. We're running 21-inch wheels with 265s in the front with a 30% profile. Then in the rear, we're also in a 30. Whoops, messed up my pressure there. We're at 200. In the rear, I'm at a 21-305. So 265 in the front, 21-305 in the rear. You could increase the front to a 285 if you want. That might help. But this car is fairly new to me, so I'm trying out some new stuff here. And then as far as the engine goes, it's maxed out all the way. Like I said, 810 horsepower, 768 newton meters of torque. In the differential, we're at a 0.69 overall locking coefficient with a 4.51 gear ratio. I did play with these gears quite a bit, so it should be quite a bit different than what you would see stock on a ProDrift 3 LFA here. So as you can see here, I messed with, it looks like 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th gear. I have a 154, 136, 115, and then a 10 and 6 gear with the gear shifting delay as low as possible. The brakes, we are running pretty low braking momentum overall with 66% share to the front. And then I extended the front axis about 5 centimeters to compensate for the smaller tire width that I'm running in the front compared to the rear. And then rear I have -1 so that it fits within the wheel arches in the rear there and can still squat into the fender. Center of mass height's at 25%, and we're on semi-slick tires. So we'll jump out on Kami Road here and play around for just a minute. But like I said, if you want to find that tune, you can find it anywhere in the tuning workshop. Also, don't forget to check out the Discord channel in the description below, and you can submit your top 5 drifts there, or you can email them to broghammerautohaus@gmail.com. But that's going to do it for today's video, guys. Thanks for watching. As always, put your life in drive. We will see you next time.